I know what your question is. Does this win make them a championship contender? It's easy math. Yes, of course. It does. Yes. So after me bringing you down to earth a little bit, I can bring you back up and say this makes them at least a contender to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, which is what I'm predicting. I'm not sure if I can predict a championship. It's just too early. But with 10 games played, realize it's a 44 game season. We played 10 games. We're like a fourth into it. Okay. I can very happily report to you this is a championship contender team. I'll give you some reasons why I think that and back it up. Not just because they beat the previous champions, but yes, that's important. They beat the contending champions. They beat the champions. That's important. Okay. Easy math for you and me. I'll give you another reason why they're a championship contender. They really handled the New York Liberty throwing everything at them. They handled it really well. They did. They really handled the physicality. They handled the elbows. Beef Stew throwing elbows. Beef Stewart. They handled that well. They handled Cloud being an immature brat. They handled that really well. They took her out of her game. They handled the physicality. They adjusted when they needed to. They didn't lose the lead against the champions. They handled the runs. The champions, I think, got a 10-point lead on them in the second quarter or something. They came back. I think that's when Caitlin brought them back. But they showed that they can withstand anything this team threw at them. Even without Jones, this team's a winning team, right? The Liberty. But the Fever stood up to them. The next thing you need to know is they weren't even at full complement, the Fever. DB was out. We haven't talked about that. DB was out for personal reasons. DB is good. DB is champion. DB is a game changer at times. DB can take over a game. So even with DB out, they played a masterful game. Another thing we need to know is Natasha Howard was not a factor. So without DB and Howard really being a factor, the Fever dominated. That brings me to my next point to solidify how I think that they're a championship contender. They dominated that team. They didn't get lucky. And they didn't need the New York Liberty to beat themselves, right? Like missing a shot at the end at the buzzer. They beat them. And the Fever had so much control over that game that it was the Fever's to lose. And I love that about a team. Now, we see that a lot with the Fever earlier. They get a huge lead, they look great, and then they lose the lead. That's huge. That they were able to not do that this time. They lost it, but brought it back. They had some struggles in the third. They went flat. They brought it back. I think Colson hit a 3. That brings me to my next point. Colson plays really well as a backup. That's super important. Colson hit, I think it was 2 key threes, distributed the ball, was really judicious with the time when she came in to fill in for Caitlin. Loved that. There was a little bit of maybe there was an overlap, I think, but I loved that. When Caitlin's on the floor, we're all feeling really comfortable with Colson. She's proven herself. The next reason why I think that this team is a championship contender is Ari McDonald came in for a week or so and was then gone and made such a significant impact on this team that we were concerned that there might be a letdown. I mean, I wasn't, you were, but I'll just say we fans collectively, I knew we'd be fine. But that was another test for this team. Rotating parts. That's what a championship team does. They overcame the injury. That's what a championship team does. They struggled, but then they maintained, and they kept this team afloat so Caitlin can come back and not dig them out of a major hole. Another reason why I think they're a championship contender is they went through everything you can go through in 20 days that a team does not want to go through, and they survived it, and they look really, really good. The next thing I can say is their chemistry just looks stronger than ever. This was a great game. The next thing I can say is that leads me to this conclusion, and I'm not just being emotional, I'm being technical, is a championship team plays like this on prime time. There's something about that. There's something about the bright lights, right? Do you perform in a playoff game, an atmosphere? Do you perform when the stakes are high? Do you perform when the lights are bright? They proved that today. Now, it was a home game, But that just they can still translate that on the road. Caitlin Clark is an animal. She has experience with the bright lights. That's super important. Another reason why I think this team is a championship contender is that they put a 102-point beat down on this team. 88-102. That's a significant beatdown. It's a double-digit win against the defending champions. Another reason why I think that they're a championship contender is that this team that they played is as good as any other team. That's the best of the best, at least from what they're telling us. So that means they can play with the best of the best. You get a win like that, that's WNBA, that's basketball math. That counts. I'm giving you a lot of reasons here, so I'm not coming to this conclusion lightly. The last few reasons is that the first 100-point beatdown, the WNBA, by the way, WNBA does not score 100 points. When's the last time you saw a 100-point WNBA game? They just don't do it. This team can do it. This team can do it. That's what's crazy. Another reason why I think this is a championship contender is Caitlin Clark continues to play so well that there's always a new record or a new thing she's doing. She's always breaking a season this or tying a season that or tying a career high or breaking a career high. She's always raising the bar. And that's because she pushes herself. She never settles. I think this team pushes themselves. I like that. So that's another reason. Another reason is they have a real fierce physical attitude now, which I didn't see before. I like that. I'll give you one more reason. They play better defense. I have not seen this defense like I've seen in the last couple of games. Even though they lost, in the last game, I saw some good defense in the first half. We were seeing them put it together, right? In that last game. So that's so I can say that I think the defense is much better. And I think I've given you all the reasons. I feel like I could continue to go on why I feel confident this is a championship team. But I'll give you the very last reason. Okay? The very last reason why I think this team is a championship team is because Go Thanos snapped her finger and just vanished the hopes and dreams of the Liberty. I don't think the Liberty recovers from this and wins the championship. I think they mentally broke the Liberty. I think Caitlin did. She just went Go Thanos and snapped on all of them. Like, it was fresh. At the end of the game, she's like, I'm ready to go. Like, Caitlin Clark is another level. Nobody has her except the Fever. She's the best player in the WNBA. Hands down. I'm sorry. I know that you think that Collier and, I know you think there are other MVPs. They're not. She's the MVP. So if they cheat her again of the MVP this year, it's politics because there's nobody better than her. The MVP is not who scores the most points in the season. No. On a losing team. No. The MVP is the most valuable player in the entire league. It's not on one team. And that's what they did last year. They gave you the most valuable player on one team. That's not how it works. It's never how it works in the NBA. It's not how it works in basketball. It's been hundreds of basketball. That's how it works. Not how it works. It's the most important player in your league. And I will even say this. She's the most important player in basketball. More important than anybody right now in the NBA. Yes, I know what I'm saying. I know you think it's crazy. But she is the biggest worldwide multi-billion-dollar. She's a multi-billion-dollar brand. And she proved it. She showed it. So they don't have Go Thanos. They just don't. No one does. And that's why this team is a championship contender. Now, I'm not going to tell you they're going to win the championship because that's crazy talk. I can't do that. But I can tell you they're going to have a really good run at it. If they can get into the Eastern Conference Finals, they're going to be playing this team, New York.